This video program has some bad fucking echo, but there's nothing I can really do. I'm in a house that's barely anything in it right now, visiting some family. But I want to talk about this movie I just saw. I finally watched Three from Hell, which is the brand new Rob Zombie film. It is the sequel to The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. And Rob Zombie is saying this is going to be the final one, even though he said that about Halloween. He said that about The Devil's Rejects. He said he wasn't going to make a sequel to House. He says a lot of things. So probably expect a sequel probably 10 more years down the line or something. But Three from Hell was a movie I was excited for because I'm a huge fan of The Devil's Rejects. It's one of my favorite movies. And I do sometimes like Rob Zombie's work. I thought House of a Thousand Corpses was okay. 31 was over the top, like greatness. It was just so over the damn top. His first Halloween remake, controversially, I thought it was decent. I didn't much care for the second one. And Lords of Salem was alright, but my favorite film of his has always been The Devil's Rejects and 31, because 31 was so damn over the top, and The Devil's Rejects was so well made, especially by Rob Zombie. But Three from Hell is a straight to DVD release that had a very limited theater run, had a Fathom event. So, what did I think of the film? I think it's right now my second favorite Rob Zombie film. It doesn't surpass The Devil's Rejects by any means. I still think The Devil's Rejects is like a 5 out of 5 film. But I do think that Three from Hell is probably a 4 to a 4.5 out of 5. But Three from Hell is takes place 10 years after the events of The Devil's Rejects. And Lily, come here. Call my dog on. Lily. But yeah, the Three from Hell. When I was very worried because Rob Zombie. A lot of people think he's hit and miss. I do agree. His directing style is very divisive. Some people love the way he directs. Some people hate the way he directs. Some people love his movies. Some people hate his movies. I'm one of the few people who kind of love his movies and kind of don't. It really just depends. And to me, I think he went back to the way he directed for The Devil's Rejects for Free from Hell. It has very similar transitions. It has the similar acting style, very over the top, very sinister like, very comedic. But this one went for more a comedic route, which I dug. They really did a great job with with Sherry Moon Zombie's character Baby, and Otis is back, which Bill Moseley is always great, and they added a new character named the Wolfman. Can't remember his name. I gotta rewatch the movie, but the actor I can't remember his name, which is a shame because he's such a good actor. I'm gonna have to look it up and do probably a re-review, or when I do the tier list for Rob Zombie films, but he was really good. He's the one who replaced Captain Spaulding because, as you all know, Sid Haig unfortunately passed away in the middle of production. Like I think it was either in the middle or before production started. Is when Sid Haig passed. No, I think it was after production because it happened after the movie was filmed. But he had an accident before the movie was being filmed. Okay, yeah. So he passed away right after the film was made. It was like in its final weeks of being released. Sid Haig passed away, unfortunately. He's the one who played Captain Spaulding in the House of Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. A few, like, before the movie was shot, like, not too long before the movie was shot, he had an accident in his home. He had to get surgery, and ever since then, he wasn't feeling good. So he had to, he basically only, I will spoil this, he only has one scene in the movie, but it is his best performance in that one scene, and it's such a shame we didn't get more Captain Spaulding. But the guy that got to replace him does a really good job in the movie. I think he's a great fit for the Firefly family. And there are also some returning characters. There's some new characters that come in, which is great. To me, the way this was shot was very Rob Zombie. So if you do not like any of Rob Zombie's films, do not watch Three from Hell. It is a very Rob Zombie film. It has the Rob Zombie tropes, the rednecks, the over the top swearing, the gore, the gratuitous nudity, the sex. It has all of this. But to me, this one felt like it had more heart and emotion than The Devil's Rejects. But I feel like it did some missteps with certain decisions they made. Like the whole baby thing in the prison was cool, but the whole guard thing, which if you watch the movie you understand, was not that good. But cinematography was nice. The transitions were nice. Very Devil's Rejects. Very House of a Thousand Corpses. does nods to the Devil's Rejects and House of Thousand Corpses in this movie, which is awesome. And it has actors from his other movies, which is typical. He always brings in actors, that he's played in past movies of his to do a new movie. Um, and Clint Howard, I'm surprised to see him in this movie. He did really good in this movie. But would I recommend Three from Hell? Yes, if you're a major Rob Zombie fan, I would really suggest you watch Three from Hell. If you're not a big Rob Zombie fan, stay clear away from this movie because you're not going to like it because it's just like another Rob Zombie film. It's Rob Zombie all over it. But Three from Hell for me was a great sequel to The Devil's Rejects, and I think it's a quote unquote great closer film, as Rob Zombie's saying, which we all know he's going to make a sequel to it. It's a great third film. I wasn't expecting much from it, but after watching it, it was really good, and I'm happy that it turned out the way it did. And I'm probably going to rewatch it for years to come, just like The Devil's Rejects. Anyways, guys, that was my movie review for Three from Hell. And I'll see you guys next time on my next video.